Good Wednesday morning, foggers. I hope everybody's doing well. It's bright a little bit earlier today, just based on things that I'm dealing with and activities or whatever. But I hope you had a good Tuesday. We're at the middle of the week. So I hope everybody's engaged, feeling well mentally, right? Physically. And if you're not, it's okay. And it's good to talk to people. And that gets me to what I want to talk about today with I got a lot of messages again about all the stuff going on at work, and I don't want to harp on that. I want to get back to what's important, which is our well-being upstairs in our mind and in our body, right? But I did get had a little bit of a conversation back and forth with an officer that I used to work with before, and I had met her when I got to that particular district. She was going through an illness, so she was on light duty, and she wrote to me yesterday. She goes, she was grateful during that time. She had exhausted all of her sick leave, and a lot of people had donated to her earned leave pool, and she was very grateful. She goes, but I would have done anything to be able to have the people that I thought were my friends around me, right? She needed she had a sense of wanting to belong. And we always talk about being present, and it's important for us to be present for the people around us. But it's also important, especially at particular times in our life, to be present, surrounded by people, even though they're not engaged, but just it gives you a sense of belonging. And I thought that was impactful. I thanked her. That was a very powerful message. She goes, a lot of the people that I thought were my friends, when I got sick, didn't hang around, right? Didn't invite me out. And, it was a sad message in that sense, but she found out that her family, her mother and her sister were there by her side, and she had a why, right? And her why were her kids. Her why where she had to build her resiliency, and she had to stay strong, and she had to will her mind and do all the stuff that her doctors were telling her to do to get better physically. So it's important, not only the relationships we have around us, but to recognize our why. And it's obvious when we have our kids, right, that's our why, because we want to be around. I've always told everybody, I've never been scared of dying, and but my thing is, I always ask God to allow me to see my son, make it to becoming a good young man and to manhood, and everything else would be great if I could see him, start a family if that's what he wants, or have children, or continue his, his goal of playing football at a higher level. Those are all blessings, right? So, I just thought that her message was pretty powerful. That number one, that she opened up and wrote that to me, and that was what stuck out in her mind. The fact that that what would have been really, really nice would to be have who she thought were her friends, and at that point, anybody that desired to have her around. And I told you before that to be desired, and this is not like an intimacy type thing, but just to be desired, right? When people contact you and people want to talk to you, it's a great thing, And listen, we all know, I was, years ago, I heard somebody tell me a phrase, people change like the weather here in South Florida. And it's true. People come in briefly and they're out of your life just as quick, and that's fine. So you have to be extra careful with who you allow into your inner circle, and I've been telling you that lately. And it's a privilege. We always teach our daughters and young women to protect their body, and it's a sacred thing, but your mind is just as sacred. Who we allow into our mind is extremely important, because the wrong people get into your mind and in your thoughts, and it's a long rabbit hole, a very deep rabbit hole. So you have to be careful. Surround yourself with like-minded people, or people that are in a place that you may want to achieve your goals, like to be a better person in a certain area. It might be business, it might be in our profession, whatever it may be. Surround yourself with those people and absorb some of their wisdom, and hopefully their loyalty and their love, and their the fact that they're genuine, right? There's so many people in our lives, or that we cross paths with, that are not genuine, right? And they come in and out, and you thought they were one thing and they're not. And it's kind of a letdown, but whatever. You learn. As long as you didn't learn, you lost a lot. And if you learned, you didn't lose anything, right? And that's like everything in life. So, and I spoke to some other people briefly, that they're hoping and they're wishing for things, and that's all great, but we can't stand by, especially for another person. If we're hoping that somebody comes into our life, or we're hoping that this might work with this person, and you're just sitting there, and the analogy that I came up with was, if you were waiting for a bus that comes around at 12 noon, and you're sitting on the bus bench at 8 o'clock in the morning and the bus doesn't show up, you just blew your whole day and you're super let down. If at 11:55 or 11:58 you peek over and the bus isn't there, you didn't lose nothing. So the message with that is just continue what you're doing. Don't stop being who you are for anybody or anything, right? You have to wake up every day, put on your pants like a big boy, a big girl, and go about your business and do things that are better for you. And, if things come into your life, then great. That's the way God intended it, and it'll work out. But when you're trying to will things and hope and wish, those are all great things and they're free, but don't let them be a double-edged sword and let you down. As human beings, we get let down all the time, right? And I can't do things for you if you don't care enough to do the things for yourself, okay? And you just got to do things for yourself if the right person or the right circumstance, the right assignment, the right job, if that comes, your way and it's for you, cherry on top of the cupcake, right? Gravy, like I say. So those are all great things, but continue your life. Don't stop for anything or anybody. If they want to, get on the bus with you and take a ride, great. But don't wait for them or the opportunity or any assignment or nothing. Don't wait. Because if you're let down, it's a huge letdown and you've given 2 steps back. And here at 3 a.m., we don't take back steps, okay? It's always forward, okay? So that's my message on Wednesday. I hope that everybody has a great day. You're safe. Yesterday, my car read 118 degrees. The feel like was like at 100. So hydrate, it's very important. Make sure you're putting good food in your body and you're doing things to move your body and fill those voids that you feel that you have in your life with positive and healthy thoughts, ideas, and activities. That is key, okay? We want to get better, and that's what our goal is here, all right? So thank you on this Wednesday. If God allows me to be here tomorrow, I will. God bless you. Thank you for everything you do. We have now truckers and nurses and doctors, and we have teachers that are very important, and they're the backbone of raising our kids the right way. So I'm grateful to everybody, and happy Wednesday to everybody, okay? 3 a.m. fog.